and welcome back to Dwarven Tavern for a review here. This is the Pathfinder 2nd edition book called The Extinction Curse, The Show Must Go On. This is a new release from Paizo, goes for $24.99 at your favorite bookstore, or it might be Amazon or whatever. You can also go to paizo.com/Pathfinder and get it from them directly. So this is an adventure book. It's an adventure path, and this adventure path kicks off with The Show Must Go On. So this is the first of a series, of course, and it's from 1st to 4th level characters for the Pathfinder 2nd edition. So, upon reading this, I can't, really say too much about its contents because, I don't want to give stuff away. No spoilers from this reviewer. Or at least I hope not. I might accidentally do something like, oh, he dies? Oops. So, what I can say is, this is, I have found it to be, a very good, adventure, and the reasons there are a number of reasons that an adventure is good or not, which I have seen my share of not good adventures. Prefabs and the like, and things that can mess up a good prefabricated module, or an adventure path in this case, is what can mess it up are things like bad writing, or poor writing, lack of imagination, even names, the names of a character, or of the NPCs in the adventure can make or break a good adventure. I saw an adventure one time way back when, I think it was 1st edition, and there were 2 NPCs in this town. One's name was Kaplan Kirk, and the other one's name was Mikhail Gorchabov. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You can't even think of a... I mean, I could see where they were trying to be clever, but, don't be clever. Be intelligent. Be imaginative. Be creative. Be original. And all that stuff will... That stuff will imply cleverness instead of having to prove it by, look at how clever a writer I am. I can spoonerize a name, and so none of that in this book that I could find. Going from it has 4 chapters in this book. Each chapter is, of course, a different section, and it has a good beginning and a good ending. It's well done. I shall go to the beginning of the first chapter, since that is that's what we'll see first, and it's not likely to have spoilers therein. Here on page 3 is a description. The Extinction Curse adventure path puts the heroes in the role of leaders of a traveling circus. Their circus will venture across the Isle of Arran and the Isle of Kortos throughout the adventure path, seeking larger and more lucrative venues. The inside cover of each volume presents new and exciting acts the heroes can discover during their adventures. It's not a coincidence that these travels also correspond with the primary thread of this adventure path, investigation of the Aeon Towers and the Zolgaths who plot their destruction. And I'm assuming by there it means the towers. The towers and the Zolgaths who plot the towers' destruction. Yeah, a little ambiguous, but not horrible. I would have been dinged for that in English class, in any of my college classes for that. As GM, you can run Extinction Curse with a heavy focus on the circus element, with the heroes planning and running each show, or you can let the traveling circus take a backseat to getting the heroes from one Aeon tower to the next. Be flexible in molding these two elements to your players' desires. So the writing is good. The writing is well done. With that one little thing that's not worth messing with. It has challenges for the circus. It has a number of things that can go wrong within the parameters of running a circus. It has a large number of decent NPCs that are very well described and delineated. It has new monsters, and they're all very nicely done in each chapter. The maps are, of course, very well done. I really do like the maps, like the one here on page 18. So I mean, they're good maps, and they are the sort that you could potentially scan. Man, see, they're the sort that you can potentially scan and put on your computer or print out as a battle map or whatever. So it's well done, nice full color. Pages aren't horrible. They must have listened to me when I said that overly glossy pages are a pain, because they kind of toned down the gloss on the pages, so they're not as hard on the eyes. There's another really decent map, as you can see. And the NPCs are well delineated, well documented, well described. Very good, very well done. The adventures are what I have found, that each individual chapter is designed for a different level of characters, and the balance is well done. Even though I myself have never been a big fan of balance, when you're writing a prefabricated module, as we used to call them back in First Ed, as is required in prefabricated in adventure paths and things that are written for you, balance is really kind of important, because you don't know when you're creating your own adventure, and the characters that are going to be in it, then you can judge whether or not they're strong enough to handle a foe or whatever, and you can adjust the balance however you want it to be, more challenging, less challenging, or whatever. But in a case like this, they have no idea how many people could be playing this, or what their characters are going to be or whatever. So it has to be well balanced to be well done, and of course the dungeon master can adjust it as they see fit, and then go from there. But the manual itself has to be well balanced, because it has to be kind of generic, even though it's very much not. Just because the monsters and that, you have to go by things like challenge rating and like, even though challenge rating isn't a thing in Pathfinder 2, it's the creature level, like the oil living graffiti monster or the giant flea creature is level 3 and level 3 respectively. They're both for level 3s. and it's just well done. I mean, I really liked it from what I read, and I'm not going to say too much more about it because I might be taking some of my own players through this. It has new equipment, it has new monsters, it has NPCs. You could potentially pull these NPCs out and put them in your own game or whatever. Give them different names if you wish. It is the prefabricated modules, the adventure pads, are more than just that. They're more than just a single thing that they play through and you can forget about, because they have things in it like circus weapons. These circus weapons, as you can see, circus weapons are things like the yo-yo, the bladed Diablo. It's two bladed discs joined by a central axle and spun on a rope, which is the yo-yo with blades. It doesn't return. The blade just makes it spin. I mean, the rope around the axis makes it spin super fast, so it's like hurling a saw blade at you at high speeds. I like that. I like that in a yo-yo, but it doesn't return. It just depends on how you want to use it. It says you can swing it on a rope in melee or throw it from like a stone from a sling. So I imagine you can tie it off, and so it stays on your rope. The bladed hoop, the fire poi, which are the ever popular, man, that's loud. The ever popular fire spinners. There's stats for those in here, and such and so forth. So it's a good module. It's a good read. Even if you don't play it, it'll give you good ideas. So the artwork's good, the writing's good. It's all top notch, typical Paizo. But I don't grade on a curve, or do I? Do I grade on a curve? So if it's typical Paizo, does that mean it automatically gets 5 axes, or does that mean it's 3 for Paizo, 5? It's an absolute scale, not a relative one. So I'm going to give it 5 axes. It's a good adventure. It's a good start of the Extinction Curse. The NPCs are well designed. It's just a good design. So I recommend it. It's $24.99 from Paizo.com or Paizo.com/Pathfinder. It's the second edition Pathfinder, so it's a little different than the first edition. Obviously, different edition. And it's a good deal. So with that being said, I'm not going to drag it out. Try to get to the point. Although I do like to talk about things, don't I? Anyway, it's a good book. I like it. 5 axes, does its job very, very well. Paizo.com/Pathfinder, and it's called The Extinction Curse, and it's the show must go on part of the Extinction Curse series. So, with that being said, on behalf of the entire cast and crew of the Dwarven Tavern, I am your host, Dr. Jeff Goins, and we wish for you to want for nothing but adventure. Paths. That was dumb, even for me. So, and at first I feared it, then I charged. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.